Good morning, LaGrange, and thank you for being here this morning. I'm Carrie Steele, President of the Board of Commissioners at the Metropolitan Water Reclamation District of Greater Chicago. I would like to acknowledge and thank our hosts this morning, Village President Tom Livingston, Trustee Beth Augustine, if you could raise your hand and wave when I acknowledge you, Bill Holder, Michael Kotinek, Mark Kuchler, Lou Gale, David McCarthy, Village Clerk John Burns, Village Attorney Mark Birkland, Treasurer Lou Ciperone, Village Manager Adriana Peterson, and last but certainly not least, Director of Public Works Ryan Gilligan. I thank all of you for your leadership and commitment that you made to make this project a reality. I would also like to recognize our Executive Director and MWRD staff that is present this morning. Executive Director Brian Perkovich, Director of Engineering Catherine O'Connor, Assistant Director of Engineering Bill Sharif, Managing Civil Engineer Stormwater Joe Kratzker, Principal Civil Engineer Jim Urick, Stormwater Engineers and Project Managers, Senior Civil Engineer Holly Salter, Associate Civil Engineer John Watson, and Assistant Civil Engineer Mariah Gelder. Now that we've gotten all of the names involved in this project out of the way, let's give everyone a round of applause, because we know if it's not for the staff and the dignitaries and everyone involved that this project or projects like this wouldn't be possible. It's green infrastructure projects like this that help MWRD manage stormwater and meet our stormwater management goals. This project gives us the ability to absorb more stormwater before it enters into our combined sewer systems and/or before it accumulates where it is. So from my understanding, the two permeable parking lots combined have a total design retention capacity of almost 95,000 gallons of water per rain event. That is huge. I'll just start the clapping for that because that's really a big deal. And not only is it a large amount of water, but it helps, I'm hoping, make the residents in this area have a certain level of comfort because they know water will not be flooding the streets and possibly backing up into their areas. So I thank the Village of LaGrange for approaching us with this project during our annual green infrastructure call out and for making a commitment to helping to protect a clean water environment or to helping to maintain a clean water environment. You could have simply just added another layer of asphalt over this area and not embraced our want for green infrastructure. But Village President Livingston, the trustees, and Mr. Gillingham realized the value of our program and its environmental impact. So for that, the MWRD family thanks you. At this point, I would like to welcome Village President Livingston to the podium.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very much. Yeah. Well, thank you, President Steele and members of the MWRD community. Thank you, thank you. We are literally standing on the works of a great many people. It takes a lot to make these kind of projects come to reality. I want to acknowledge Trustee Augustine, who's with me here this morning, and members of our Village Environmental Quality Commission. These people push us on all sorts of topics to keep our eyes on the next horizons of opportunities as it relates to the village's vibrancy, quality of life, public health, and it really makes a difference. These projects are very important to us. Stormwater management is a key component of really continuing to build on investment in LaGrange, public safety, and to your team at the MWRD, Madam President, just a great professional quality team to work with. And we do embrace the mission of the MWRD. It is one of the miracles of state and county government. It's an agency that takes a long-term view. It's not just every election cycle. It takes a long-term critical view. So we're not just looking over the front of the car as we're driving along here. We're doing long-term planning, yet they work with a sense of urgency so that when it's time to do a project, they're ready, they're professional, and in a very short time frame, here we stand. And so I can't thank you enough. These are the kind of things we keep our eye on in the future, and we look forward to more opportunities. This is one of the pillars when we got together with our 2020 group back in 2013. That seemed like so long in the future, 2020. But here we are looking at 2020, and stormwater management is a key pillar of that. So thank you to everybody involved. Ryan, thank you to you and your team and the Village team, which is such a great team here in the Village. If I can entice anybody in a squash or fresh pumpkin behind me, there's a lot of good deals here this morning, but no, seriously, we really appreciate the ability to gather here and acknowledge your work, Madam President. You're always welcome here. We look forward to having you back. And with that, I think we're going to call some folks up and cut a ribbon. Thank you.
1, 2, 3.